What's up, guys? So we are looking at lesson 8 entrance ticket today. If you are in group B, which actually you're in my classroom right now, I'm looking right at you. Yeah, you are going to do this at home. So here's my video to tell you how to do this at home. Okay, entrance ticket, no big deal. Do that by yourself. That's the entire first 2 pages. Okay. What I'm going to teach you about is lesson 8, text-dependent questions, Lightning Thief chapter 6. So if you have not read chapter 6, like Anissa's probably not reading chapter 6, Jordan probably didn't read chapter 6. I'm going to guess that Deandra's definitely not reading chapter 6 right now. Then you need to go read chapter 6. But if you already did, then let's move on. Okay, here are your learning targets. I can interpret figurative language in the Lightning Thief. So we've been talking about figurative language, or fig lang if you're cool. Figurative language is just language that the author might use that's not real language, but is like used to make it be more dramatic or fun or anything. Speaking of drama, Anissa, sit down. Gotcha. All right. So it's just stuff to make you understand the reading a little bit better. The second part is that you can explain how the author develops Percy's point of view towards Mr. Brunner. So at first he thought Mr. Brunner was his Latin teacher and he thought he cared about him a lot and was really nice to him. Then it moved into he actually learned that Mr. Brunner was supposed to be learning about or protecting him while he was at Yancey Academy. And now we've learned that Mr. Brunner is actually in charge of a lot of Half-Bloods at Camp Half-Blood. So what does Percy think about him? And what does the author do to show that point of view? So here we go. The directions are write. So you got to write. Answer the following questions using evidence from the text. Now, evidence from the text comes in the form of quotes or you summarizing in your own words something that the text actually said. So the quote from the book would be, water shot out of the toilet, making an arc straight over my head, and the next thing I knew, I was sprawled on the bathroom tiles with Clarice screaming behind me. So sprawled was the word here in bold. Outside, Clarice and her friends were sprawled in the mud, and a bunch of other campers had gathered around to gawk. So again, sprawled, and then here it says, use a print or online dictionary. Below, copy the meaning of the word sprawled as it's used in the 2 sentences. So right here, all you got to do is put in the dictionary definition of sprawled. And I would just copy and paste that sucker right in there. Easy enough. We move on. It says, 2, Clarice, Annabeth sighed, you don't go polishing your spear. Why don't you go polish your spear or something? Sure, Miss Princess, the big girl said, so I can run you through it with it on Friday night. And then er eskorkas, Annabeth said, which is Greek, which I somehow understood was Greek for go to the crows. I thought I had a feeling it was a worse curse than it sounded. You don't stand a chance. We'll pulverize you, Clarice said, but her eye twitched. Perhaps she wasn't sure she could follow through with that threat. She turned toward me. Who is the little runt? So the word here is pulverized. Complete the chart below and break up the word pulverized into root and suffix. So pulverized, pulverize. So you're going to break that up into word part and meaning. You can break that into what do you think it is. And you can look at the word in pulver and eyes. And that's the only hint I'm going to give you. So one of those is the root and one of those is a suffix, which is at the end. And it says right here, eyes is the end, or it means to cause or become. Remember, you're going to Google that to figure that out. If it's Greek or where it's from, you can just look up eyes origin and it'll tell you on Google. Again, here it wants you to look up the definition of pulverize, and I would just like up here where you took the dictionary definition, I would just put it again down here, but instead of looking up sprawled, you're going to look up pulverize, which is a fun word. All right. Then you come down here and it's 3, and it says, I watched the satyr playing his pipe. His music was causing lines of bugs to leave the strawberry patch in every direction, like refugees from a fire. What does figurative language in bold tell you about the line of bugs looked to Percy? So refugees from a fire is obviously they weren't literally refugees running from a fire, but what do you think that that actually means? So that's your opinion right there, and answer this. Underline the part of the sentence that helps best. We're looking on Chapter 4, what helps the reader understand Caduceus looks like, what a caduceus looks like? The quote is, "Over the doorway was one of the doctor's symbols, a winged pole with two snakes wrapped around it." What did they call it? A caduceus. So right here, I want you to highlight whichever word in that sentence makes you understand what a caduceus looks like best. Then the next part, you're going to read chapter 82 and 80, or not chapter, it's not 82 chapters. You're going to read page 82 and 83 in the book. And from "I kept walking" to "bowed respectfully," then answer these questions. These are multiple choice. I don't need to go over them with you. And that's all you're doing. The last part is chapter 6. How and why has Percy's point of view changed since Mr. Brunner last appeared in the novel in chapter 5? It wants you to show me what the author did. So basically, in this box, I want you to type one paragraph, which is 6 sentences, okay? 6 sentences. I want to know, how has Mr. Brunner been acting? So how is he acting? And what does Percy think about him? And I want you to just write me one quick paragraph about what does the author do. So does the author make him fun? Does it make him in charge? Does it make him talk to Percy in a specific way? What is the author showing to tell me what he's feeling? And then you have the homework, and that's all you got to do for today. And that is your day 1 at home, Group B, Lesson 8. Perfect, thanks.